Hello everyone, welcome to Chelsea Sport Focus. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of breaking news. Let's get started. Next, Chelsea transfer decided as Enzo Maresca signs off on Victor Osimhen and Victor Gyökeres snub confirmed. As Chelsea prepare to embark on a new era under Enzo Maresca, it seems the Stamford Bridge hierarchy has made a bold and decisive call in the transfer market. With the summer window just around the corner, multiple reports, inside sources, and fan speculation are all aligning around one name: Victor Osimhen. And now, all signs point to Chelsea finally securing the striker they've coveted for over a year, while pulling the plug on alternative targets like Victor Gyökeres. After a rollercoaster 2024-25 campaign, the Blues clawed their way back into the UEFA Champions League with a dramatic 1-0 win over Nottingham Forest on the final day of the Premier League season. With Champions League football secured and the FIFA Club World Cup looming in June, Chelsea know the time to act is now. A deal that almost happened. Osimhen, who was once just inches away from joining Chelsea last summer, ended up taking a shock detour to Galatasaray. Having been frozen out by Napoli manager Antonio Conte and unable to finalize a move to a top-5 European league, the Nigerian striker opted for a season-long loan to the Turkish giants. But that Plan B move turned into a golden chapter for both player and club. Osimhen exploded in Istanbul, scoring 25 goals and delivering 5 assists in just 29 Super League appearances. He didn't just participate. He carried Galatasaray to their 3rd consecutive league title and capped it off with a domestic double. Whether it was a clutch strike in a title decider or a calm finish under pressure in the cup final, Osimhen proved, again, that he's built for the biggest stages. And now, with his contract at Napoli entering its final year and Conte reportedly ready to offload him permanently, Chelsea are poised to make their move once more, the blueprint behind Chelsea's aggression. Enzo Maresca has made it clear the team needs a clinical, fearless, and experienced finisher up top. Nicholas Jackson, while full of promise, has struggled with consistency. His early season form gave Chelsea hope, but an injury and dip in confidence around the festive period saw him fall short when the pressure mounted. Jackson will remain a key part of the squad, but he needs competition and backup at the highest level. That's where Osimhen comes in. This isn't just about scoring goals, it's about leading from the front, intimidating defenders, and carrying the weight of a club hungry for silverware. With Champions League football back and the global spotlight on the Club World Cup in the US next month, Chelsea needs someone ready to dominate from day one. Victor Gyökeres' snub and what it means. The decision to go all in for Osimhen hasn't come without sacrifice. Chelsea are reportedly walking away from long-considered options like Victor Gyökeres, whose prolific season at Sporting CP turned heads across Europe. The Swede scored goals for fun in Portugal, and at one point was seen as a potential marquee addition for the Blues. But with Sporting demanding upwards of £85 million and no clear signs that he'd adapt instantly to the Premier League's intensity, Chelsea have turned the page. The same goes for rising stars Benjamin Sesko and Liam Delap, players with bright futures but less certainty. Chelsea's strategy is now crystal clear. Rather than spreading funds thin across multiple maybe options, they're putting the full financial force of the club behind one guaranteed game changer: Osimhen. The clock is ticking. Reports suggest Chelsea want the deal wrapped up before the Club World Cup kicks off in mid-June. That gives the board just weeks to negotiate a package with Napoli, who are believed to be demanding around £64 million, possibly more with bonuses. But unlike last summer, Chelsea have the leverage. Napoli need to sell. Osimhen wants to move. And Chelsea, back in the Champions League, are once again a desirable destination. Even Fabrizio Romano recently hinted in his latest update that Chelsea are pushing hard behind the scenes. Osimhen is the priority. The feeling is that something could happen soon. The verdict. Chelsea have waited long enough. They've scouted, considered, and speculated. But now, they're finally ready to strike. With Maresca's system needing a frontman who can press, score, and link play, Victor Osimhen ticks every box. His performances in Turkey were not a step down, they were a powerful reminder that class travels anywhere. If this deal gets done, it won't just be a transfer, it'll be a statement. Chelsea are back, and with Osimhen leading the line, they won't just be competing, they'll be contenders again. Victor Osimhen sends emotional double message as Chelsea's £161 million transfer decision draws closer. Victor Osimhen's fairy tale spell with Galatasaray is drawing to a close, but his football journey might be about to take another dramatic turn. After a season of redemption, dominance, and emotional connection, the Nigerian striker has delivered not just goals, but 2 major trophies, and now Chelsea Football Club are preparing a massive move that could shape their future for years. From a player frozen out by Napoli and pushed into a last-minute loan move, to a beloved hero in Istanbul, Osimhen's rise has been both stunning and symbolic. But as Fabrizio Romano reports, the road now appears to be leading straight to Stamford Bridge, with Chelsea ready to spend big to bring in a world-class striker and finally solve their goal-scoring struggles. Redemption in Turkey. Osimhen's Galatasaray revolution. Last September, with his options in Europe running out and a major move away from Napoli collapsing, Victor Osimhen made the surprising choice to join Galatasaray on a 1-season loan. At the time, it felt like a step down for a player who had once dominated Serie A, but it turned out to be a blessing in disguise. The Nigerian international quickly became the heartbeat of the Galatasaray squad, not just leading the line, but firing the team to 2 major trophies, the Turkish Super League and the Turkish Cup, in dramatic fashion. His goal tally? A jaw-dropping 36 goals in all competitions, including strikes in both finals. His relationship with the fans and club staff has blossomed beyond expectation. Speaking earlier this year, Osimhen admitted he didn't see this coming. A few months ago, nobody thought I'd be at Galatasaray, but I love this club so much. I love the fans. I love everyone, from the president to the kit man. This club gave me everything. His recent Instagram posts reflect this affection, with powerful images of celebrations, trophy lifts, embraces with teammates and family, and parade moments that show a player emotionally invested in the journey. Chelsea's urgent need and £161 million transfer power play. While Osimhen celebrates in Turkey, serious work is being done in London. Chelsea, having just secured Champions League qualification, are now gearing up for what may be one of the most important transfer windows in the club's modern history. Enzo Maresca, newly appointed and eager to stamp his identity on the squad, wants a reliable, elite-level striker, and Osimhen's name is at the very top of Chelsea's shortlist. According to Fabrizio Romano, Chelsea have been tracking Osimhen for months, and internal talks about his potential signing have intensified. Add to that a potential £111 million cash injection this summer, through £16 million for qualifying for the Champions League, up to £5.9 million if they win the UEFA Conference League final, and a staggering £92.2 million should they go all the way in the FIFA Club World Cup in the US. That brings Chelsea's war chest close to £161 million, a figure that makes even Osimhen's price tag look affordable. Competition and alternatives. Time to act. Fast Chelsea are not alone in the race. Osimhen's form has also attracted interest from Paris Saint-Germain, Manchester United, and clubs in Saudi Arabia. But Chelsea, with their Premier League pull, Champions League status, and financial muscle, remain serious contenders. That said, the Blues have other names on the list. Benjamin Sesko, RB Leipzig's Slovenian sensation with a £67 million release clause. Jonathan David, set to become a free agent and offering huge value. Liam Delap, young, aggressive, and available at a reduced fee due to relegation. Victor Gyökeres, another physical, powerful presence Chelsea admire. But none carry the combination of star power, explosiveness, and big-game pedigree quite like Victor Osimhen. What happens next? Timing is key. Chelsea would ideally like to finalize their striker signing before the FIFA Club World Cup, which kicks off in mid-June. The Blues want the new arrival to be fully integrated before heading to the US, and Romano has confirmed that the club is pushing behind the scenes. Napoli, meanwhile, are looking to cash in and rebuild. Sources close to the Italian side suggest they are willing to accept an offer around £64 million, a major drop from the £100 million plus they demanded last summer, making now the perfect moment for Chelsea to strike. Final thoughts. Victor Osimhen has already written one fairy tale this season, but the next chapter may be written in West London. Chelsea need goals, leadership, and Champions League-level firepower. Osimhen wants a return to the big stage, and Chelsea offers exactly that. It's all building toward a potentially historic deal. The player has spoken with passion. The club has the funds. The manager wants him. Now, it's time for the board to deliver. Chelsea turn to €100 million Hugo Ekitike after Delap blow, the new striker. Saga. Begins Chelsea's striker hunt this summer is heating up, and fast. With UEFA Champions League football now confirmed at Stamford Bridge under new head coach Enzo Maresca, the Blues are gearing up to compete at the highest level again. That means they need firepower. Big firepower. For weeks, it looked like Liam Delap was the striker most likely to arrive in West London. The young Englishman, who had a superb campaign on loan at Ipswich Town, became a high-value target due to his reasonable release clause and Premier League potential. But that dream might be crumbling. According to a fresh report by Miguel Delaney of The Independent, Manchester United have moved into pole position and are now expected to sign Delap, a major blow to Chelsea's plans. So, where does that leave Chelsea? Enter Hugo Ekitike, a name fans may remember from his time at Paris Saint-Germain, where his potential was clear but opportunities limited. Now thriving in the Bundesliga with Eintracht Frankfurt, Ekitike has reinvented himself and is showing why so many European giants once chased his signature. Following a successful loan spell, Frankfurt made the move permanent, and Ekitike repaid their faith, scoring 22 goals in 45 appearances, emerging as one of the most exciting young forwards on the continent. According to Delaney's report, Chelsea have already extensively discussed a potential move for the French striker, signaling genuine interest from the club's recruitment team. However, there's one massive hurdle: his price tag. Frankfurt are demanding a staggering €100 million for their star asset. That valuation reflects not only Ekitike's current form, but also his long-term potential and the security of a multi-year contract. For Chelsea, that price may feel steep, especially considering their mixed history with big-money strikers in recent years, from Romelu Lukaku to the underwhelming returns of others. Yet, it's not entirely out of reach. Chelsea's ownership group, led by Todd Boehly and Clearlake Capital, have not hesitated to make bold statements in the transfer market. Remember, they've already spent over €100 million on individual signings, most notably Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo, so the precedent is there. If the club can offload a few high earners early in the window, such as Lukaku, Kepa, or even Armando Broja, then the funds could be freed up quickly. What's more, Chelsea's participation in the FIFA Club World Cup next month adds an additional layer of financial and competitive motivation. Winning that global tournament would boost not just revenue, but also prestige, making the argument for a marquee striker even stronger. Ekitike, only 22 years old, has the kind of dynamic profile Chelsea need. He's quick, technically gifted, and has the versatility to drop deep, play wide, or lead the line. His style has even drawn comparisons to Karim Benzema and Thierry Henry. Most importantly, he's hungry. eager to prove himself on the biggest stage after a roller coaster early career. Still, there's caution at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea have burned their fingers before on headline-grabbing striker signings. But if Maresca is to implement his fluid attacking system, and if the Blues are to compete on multiple fronts, they need someone who can deliver consistent goals. Could Ekitike be that man? With the Delap option likely gone, Chelsea's striker shortlist is shrinking, and their urgency is growing. If they can strike the right balance between financial prudence and football ambition, Hugo Ekitike may just be the blockbuster move that propels them back to glory. Only time will tell, but the talks are real, and Chelsea's striker search is officially back in full swing. Chelsea, approaching £111 million. Transfer windfall, amid Victor Osimhen interest. Chelsea Football Club are on the brink of a massive £111 million windfall this summer. Prize money that could significantly impact their transfer plans and fuel a serious push for a new world-class striker. And with Victor Osimhen once again emerging as a top target, things are heating up fast at Stamford Bridge. Champions League qualification, the first boost. The Blues secured Champions League football in dramatic fashion on the final day of the 2024-25 Premier League season, defeating Nottingham Forest 1-0, thanks to a second-half strike by Levi Colwill. This single goal didn't just secure 3 points, it ensured Chelsea's seat at Europe's top table next season and handed the club a £16 million prize boost from UEFA. This return to the Champions League is not just a statement of sporting intent, it's also a magnet for top talent. Players like Osimhen want to play at the highest level, and Maresca's side now has that draw card. Conference League final versus Real Betis. But Chelsea's European story this season isn't over yet. They head to Wrocław, Poland this week to face Real Betis in the final of the UEFA Europa Conference League, a competition they've never won. Winning this final could earn Chelsea £5.9 million, while a loss would still net them a respectable £3.37 million. It's not Champions League money, but every pound counts, and the confidence and silverware could be priceless. The Club World Cup jackpot awaits. The biggest prize, however, lies across the Atlantic. Next month, Chelsea will represent Europe in the newly revamped FIFA Club World Cup held in the United States. The tournament will bring together the best of the best from around the globe, and the stakes are sky high. The winner of the competition will reportedly earn a staggering $125 million. That's approximately £92.2 million in prize money. Should Chelsea win the tournament and also lift the Conference League trophy, their total earnings from prize money this summer could soar to £111 million. What it means for transfers. Victor Osimhen, back on the radar. This enormous financial injection could be a game-changer for Chelsea in the transfer market. Their top priority? A striker. Enzo Maresca and the Chelsea hierarchy are determined to bring in elite-level firepower to support and challenge Nicholas Jackson next season. And the name at the top of the wish list remains Victor Osimhen. The Napoli forward, who was heavily linked with Chelsea last summer, could finally be within reach, especially now that Champions League football and potential financial flexibility are in the Blues' hands. While wage demands were an obstacle in previous negotiations, Chelsea's new earnings could help bridge that gap. Though nothing is confirmed yet, Football.London reports that Osimhen remains very much on Chelsea's radar. The Nigerian superstar would bring proven goal-scoring pedigree and European experience to Maresca's developing young side. Other names on the list. In addition to Osimhen, Chelsea have also been monitoring several other striker targets: Benjamin Sesko, RB Leipzig, Victor Gyökeres, Sporting CP, Jonathan David, Lille, Hugo Ekitike, Eintracht Frankfurt, Liam Delap, Ipswich Town, Man City. But make no mistake, Osimhen is the blockbuster target. If the stars align, with prize money, UCL qualification, and the Club World Cup, it could finally be time for Chelsea to go all in. Maresca focused, but future plans. Underway speaking after the win over Forest, Enzo Maresca remained tight-lipped about transfer plans, saying, "Now, I'm not thinking about next summer, to be honest. Today is a day that we have to be happy because we brought this club where this club has to be, in the most important European competition." But make no mistake, plans are in motion behind the scenes. Talks have already started, scouting reports are done, funds are coming. Now it's all about making the right moves to take Chelsea to the next level. Chelsea will advance in talks. Fabrizio Romano drops. Early bombshell on Caicedo amid Champions League celebrations. Just hours after Chelsea secured their long-awaited return to the UEFA Champions League, world-renowned transfer expert Fabrizio Romano was up at 4 a.m. delivering the kind of news Blues fans dream of waking up to. And this time, it's all about Moises Caicedo. Following a tense but ultimately triumphant final Premier League game, where Chelsea defeated Nottingham Forest 1-0 thanks to Levi Colwill's second-half strike, there was already reason to celebrate in West London. The win not only ensured Enzo Maresca's side clinched fourth place, but also officially booked their ticket back to Europe's elite competition. The celebrations were wild. Maresca even let his emotions fly, reportedly telling critics to F off in the dressing room. A bold response to months of doubts and media pressure. The win, the UCL qualification, and a Conference League final around the corner. Could the vibes around Stamford Bridge get any better? Yes. Yes, they could. Fabrizio Romano drops a transfer bomb at 4 a.m. as the champagne was still fizzing in Chelsea's dressing room. Fabrizio Romano, known for his unmatched reliability in football transfers, dropped massive news about the club's plans for Moises Caicedo. Chelsea will advance in talks to extend Moises Caicedo's contract in the next months, Romano wrote on X. Plan since March is to open negotiations over new deal for the midfielder, and it will happen in the upcoming months as Chelsea see Caicedo as world-class midfielder. Romano's update confirms what many Chelsea fans have already felt this season, that Caicedo has cemented himself as a core part of the club's future. Caicedo, the midfield engine. Since arriving from Brighton in a highly anticipated transfer last summer, Caicedo has been nothing short of a revelation. His defensive contributions, tireless energy, and elite ball-winning skills have made him Chelsea's most consistent performer in an otherwise unpredictable season. Now, the club wants to reward his performances and loyalty with a new, improved contract, even though his current deal still runs for several years. It's a move that sends a strong signal. Chelsea are building a dynasty, and Caicedo is at the heart of it. One more mission: Conference League glory. The party doesn't stop here. Chelsea now have a shot at silverware when they take on Real Betis in the UEFA Conference League final this Wednesday night. A win would not only cap off a remarkable season for this young squad, but it would also mark Maresca's first trophy in charge of Chelsea. A perfect ending to a season full of challenges, growth, and triumph. What's next for Chelsea? Champions League secured, new Caicedo contract talks incoming. Conference League final approaching, transfer window preparing to open. With Fabrizio Romano already confirming, transfer business is heating up. Chelsea are ready to take the next step. The mission? Build a team capable of not just qualifying for the Champions League, but dominating it. And with Moises Caicedo at the core, the future looks bluer than ever. Reece James silences critics as Chelsea return to Champions League in style. Chelsea captain Reece James has fired a warning to doubters and critics after leading the Blues back into the UEFA Champions League. The 24-year-old fullback was a rock at the back and a leader throughout Chelsea's dramatic 1-0 win against Nottingham Forest at the City Ground, a win that secured fourth place in the Premier League and a return to Europe's elite competition. Few would have predicted this outcome at the start of the season. With a young squad, a new manager in Enzo Maresca, and a cloud of uncertainty surrounding the club's direction, Chelsea were written off by pundits and fans alike. Many predicted they wouldn't even make the top six. But now, with the season wrapped up and a Champions League ticket in their pocket, It's James and Chelsea who are having the last laugh. Reece James sends a message, "We are here." After the final whistle, cameras caught an emotional James celebrating alongside manager Enzo Maresca, the pair even sharing a short celebratory dance near the touchline. But when it was time to speak to the media, James didn't hold back. So many people before the season, during the season, had disbelief, he told the BBC. They told us we were too young, inexperienced, and were not going to make it. But we are here. That short but powerful message has gone viral across social media, a direct shot back at those who doubted the new-look Chelsea. James's performance on the pitch backed up his words. Against Nottingham Forest, he played the full 90 minutes, recording 2 clearances, 2 blocked shots, and was not dribbled past once. The Blues were solid, structured, and determined, reflecting the leadership and resilience of their captain. Reece James versus Nottingham Forest. Key stats, metric. Total minutes, 90 clearances. 2 blocked shots, 2 tackles, 1 dribbled past 0. What's next for Chelsea? While the league season may be over, Chelsea's campaign is far from finished. They now prepare for a huge UEFA Conference League final showdown with Real Betis in Poland, a chance to end the season with a trophy and further cement the progress under Maresca. That's not all. Chelsea will also compete in the FIFA Club World Cup later this year, a unique opportunity to challenge some of the world's best and add more silverware to the cabinet. With the Champions League secured and momentum building, Chelsea are suddenly a more attractive destination in the transfer market too. Expect the Blues to be active. Already, eyes are on young talents like Ipswich's Liam Delap, who has been heavily linked with a summer move to Stamford Bridge. Reece James, leading the next Chelsea era. Reece James isn't just Chelsea's right back, he's their heartbeat, their captain, and now, a voice that echoes confidence across a squad once filled with uncertainty. His performance and post-match message have energized the fan base and reinforced one truth. Chelsea are back, and they're not done yet. So, to those who doubted, Reece James has a simple message. We are here.